Hey everyone, Sunday week 3 coming at you. It's Sunday morning, and I just updated the injury report. And something that I wanted to discuss with everyone is when you have a tool at your disposal like this that is keeping track of all the NFL players and the active players and their injury statuses and everything. There's a lot that you can do with simulations to take a look at the games based on different scenarios of things that might happen, and also kind of judging injured players and questionable players, especially with with the proper should this is this person 100% essentially, yes or no. And you can remove these questionable people out. And I want to talk about the games today and run alternate simulations, because as I was looking through the injury report and seeing things come off the wire about who's playing and who's not, it made me realize why some of the lines are set some of the way they are this week. So here's what we've got as the look right now. And I mean, we're 10:30 a.m. on the East Coast, or a few hours before the game start. And I probably will just put this video up relatively quickly, although I will send it out in an email to the subscribers first, because you guys have a copy of the file. And I want to talk about, well, we're running simulations right now, assuming that all questionable players, with whatever their questionable injury is, not people that are out, but any people that are questionable. That's these people here in this slicer. All these people are playing, and it creates scores like this. And these scores are very consistent with the video, the unlisted video that I will also be releasing a little later today here on Sunday, that go over each one of these games. So that's not news of things that has changed, or that I'm going to talk about as we discuss simulations that you can run with this file for today, for example. Because I'm crafting my bets right now, and I'm thinking, well, why is this such a good line for Tampa Bay? It's because they have so many questionable guys. And let's talk about that. I'm now highlighting all the players that are only listed as questionable. So we're going to call all these people that are on this list people that have something they're fighting off that's bad enough that it has to be listed as maybe they're probably going to play, but they're probably not 100%. And that's of course not always the case. Sometimes these guys play like they're 100%, even though they're injured. So it doesn't always work, which is why we include them in the totals, because they probably are playing. But it's interesting to see, like, Julio Jones. Is he going to be running today? Is he going to be hurting himself on the first time he goes to try to go catch the ball because he's got a knee problem? Like, it's interesting to look at what the injury is. And also, it's interesting to sum up the number of players that are listed as questionable here. Tampa Bay has a ton of them. So do the Saints, actually, because Alvin Kamara, I believe, is playing, but he's got, ribs. He's going to play. But yeah, if he's taking hits and stuff like that. Taysom Hill also. Who they have at quarterback? And Jameis Winston's questionable. Like, there's a lot of question marks here, right? So when you see a high percentage of these guys that are questionable, and also the Chargers, is Herbert playing? Like, I saw this and I was like, ribs too. So don't get sacked. Keenan Allen, I mean, big names, but they're probably playing. So let's do something interesting, which is we're gonna include only players that are not listed as questionable, like people that are just completely clean with their injury. If we do that, it's going to reproject the scores. Watch this. Stuff moved around. Moved Indianapolis even higher up on this list. I guess I have to make some kind of bet on Indianapolis. I can't believe I'm going to do that. I'm going to be so angry when they lose. I'm going to be, no, I'm not going to bet them because I said I'm not going to bet them. I'm just not going to do it. They're just like the Jets for me at this point. I won't do it. But man, move them up, move Minnesota way up. Okay. Minnesota was way down here. All of a sudden, questionable people really move this Minnesota game way up, moves the Patriots up, gives the Bears up. Buffalo still is up here. Seattle's still here. Pittsburgh was supposed to win but lost. Dallas is up there for Monday night. Chargers are still on here. It flips this game. So the Carolina Saints game flips. It flips this, or it makes this in favor of the Titans, whereas it was like a tie before. Still has Denver winning. That's interesting. And then It flips the Arizona Cardinals game, but this is still only a 1-point game. So anybody plus that 3 points is still good there. Bengals barely beat the Jets, and it moves Tampa Bay all the way down here. So that's interesting. All right. Now that's not those point projections, especially because we're not including questionable people, are a bit distorted there, but that is interesting to look at. So here though is the actual look that we say is the better one, right? Right. Like I said, you see how Tampa Bay's way up now, and Minnesota was here and then moved to there. The Bears were still here, and this game flipped, right? So if you think about things that were consistent, well, the Eagles were still there, the Chargers were still on that list. The Colts for some reason go up. The Patriots are still here. The Bills are still here. Denver was still here. Dallas was still here. Chicago was still here. Seattle was still here. Minnesota moved up. The Saints flipped. Arizona flipped. Vegas Raiders flipped, and Bengals were still way down here. So it's these ones that actually were consistent in both simulations. That right there is 10 games. I refuse to take the Colts against the Chiefs, but the rest of them, and the Patriots are plus 135. You can get 3 with them. Denver, Denver, Dallas is Monday night. Man, the Bears, you got to take the Bears over Houston. But they're home. That helps. They beat San Francisco at home. Seattle's home. Minnesota is home also, but they're minus 250. And although they did move much further up with the questionable players. And I still like the Arizona plus 3.5 down here because that game is so close in points. So that's the one I like. All right. So point is running simulations is something you can do. I haven't even talked about the alternate projected scores, which I need to do. So much to go over. But I just wanted to do that video because I wanted to start getting into how to update this file and what you can do with it, because you can really dig in and answer questions about certain games by going in and breaking down and opening up the projection pivot sheet. But understand that whenever you make changes here and then refresh this pivot, things could be all screwed up. So like if you just do this and you don't, or you just do, like, let me give you an example. Like say you screw up the number of players and it screws up this thing over here and it doesn't pull the number properly, and you go back to refresh, everything breaks. And you get basically no points except the frozen games from what you had frozen. So whenever you mess with this projection pivot sheet, I'm just trying to let you know that you have to have this stuff in alignment, pulling the total number, and all the team's total numbers have to be listed here in order for the rest of the picks that are connected to it to continue to project properly, because we have this stuff projecting based on whatever you're showing here. This is essentially your filter for who's playing in the game, and it projects points accordingly. And that's what makes it so dynamic and fun and effective, is that you get to see that that difference in Tampa Bay, all these questionable guys, makes you want to stay away from these. I mean, look how Detroit's got quit. This is why Minnesota goes up on that list, because they're playing Detroit. It's just really, really good information, people. That's what it is. All right. So good luck, everyone. Enjoy NFL week 3, and may all of your picks, of course, be winning. And I think I am going to do this right now. Hold on. Eagles, Chargers. I'm supposed to take the Colts, but I won't. I'm supposed to just take them plus 5.5. I won't do it. I refuse. Take the Patriots plus 3. I want to do that because it's a round robin. Buffalo just to win at minus 215. Denver to win in an underdog line at home with Russell Wilson. Hopefully he wins the game. The Bears to win. I'm scared, but it says do it. And it is against Houston. And they are at home, but I'm scared. Seattle to win because it's a good line and the algorithm says do it. And that one I do like, actually. And then Minnesota, I guess. That's right. The line sucks. 6 points. It says they don't cover under that scenario, but they do with the injured players. I guess it's just Minnesota to win. You pay the fee, and if Minnesota screws you, so be it. But Detroit, like the Jets, finds ways to lose games. But they are better this year, but they're hurting. And stay away from this. And I want to do Arizona, and that's the other one. All right, whatever, guys. Good luck. Mel, it picks me winning.